What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 5, and as you can tell by the title, this is probably going to be the tastiest episode we've had yet. Yes, we are playing the top 3 teams in La Liga. We've also got a game against Villarreal in there, who are lurking around 7th or 8th, so no easy games at all. But we couldn't be coming into this sort of tough spell in better form. We've won the last 3 games. In the last episode, 3 very different wins. You know, a really gutsy performance against Vallecano, where both of us played awfully. In both teams in really bad form, and we just managed to scrap a win. A dominant win at Valencia away, and then we battered Alaves at home. So coming into this game, we play Real Madrid, Los Blancos in the beautiful Santiago Bernabeu. Despite losing their last game against Espanyol, which was the first game they hadn't won all season, incredibly, they are still going to be a tough side to beat. They have a 100% home record. And going into this game, the 2 former Real Madrid players that we signed in the summer, Nacho Fernandez, he starts. Dani Ceballos coming up from injury, he is on the bench. In place of him is still Zaragoza, who I've been impressed with in the middle of the park, I'll be honest. So going into this game, both teams had decent starts. I was really looking forward to this game. I thought, playing Los Blancos, you got to pit yourself against the best. You got to beat the best to be the best. And well, we went off to a great start. 10 minutes in, Real Madrid take the lead through their German veteran Toni Kroos, who scored his 7th goal in 9, by the way. Incredible feat from the German. Probably his best record already so far in the season. Not a great start, but what you have to do is respond quickly, and that's exactly what we did through our midfielder Zaragoza. His first goal of the season, and as you can tell by the replay, Courtois probably should have saved it, but I didn't care. The instant response is exactly what we needed, and then all of a sudden we were leading 2-1. Beautiful play. Another first-time finish across the right of Courtois. Berenguer, who I must say is quickly becoming one of my favourite players in this save. He's such an unsung hero, just goes about his business on the right wing. Sometimes we put him on the left. He scores, he assists. He's a great player, and I really like him. I'm a big fan of his. Now, as you would see, it would go from bad to worse for the hosts, as they would go down to 10 men. Now, David Alaba getting a controversial red card, I'll be honest. We saw it I think it was the last episode as well, against Alaves, where they got a man sent off. Not a red card for me. Like, he just lunged in, yeah, he's missed the ball, but it's one of those where I've tapped the ball away as they've slid in, so it looks a lot worse. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't complaining. I'll take the man advantage and the goal advantage. In the second half, we would double our goal advantage to 2, as our captain Iker Muniain continues his incredible hot form and would make it 3-1 after a 1-2 with, you guessed it, Berenguer. Luka Modric, another veteran in that midfield, would half the deficit and make it 3-2 with a fantastic finish, but we would seal all 3 points with man of the match, Berenguer, getting his 2nd of the game, his 3rd goal contribution of the game. And wow, what a victory, by the way. A 4th win in a row for the boys. Yes, we were helped with the red card, but I thought after going down early, we dominated them and we played incredibly well. Super happy with that first performance, especially with Berenguer, as we're saying here in the interview. 2 goals and an assist, and now 4 wins in a row. We're really starting to find our feet, finding some form. Even Zaragoza in the middle of the park, I've been really impressed with him. When Ceballos does come back, he probably will start again, but Zaragoza has been an incredible replacement. As we have an offer here for Joaquin Esquieta from Middlesbrough. Now, I thought this was probably a little bit realistic. He's one of our backup goalies. Middlesbrough have a history of Spanish goalies, Victor Valdez probably being the biggest example of that. So I thought, you know what, he's probably not going to play. We have a lower rated goalie who is who has more potential. So I'm happy to let Esquieta go. A little bit of money, a little bit more income for the funds. Off to England you go in January, sir. Thank you so much for your service. As we head into the second game of the episode, and it's Villarreal at home. Unai Emery's Yellow Army, and they've been hitting a bit of run as well, a bit of form, working their way up into the table. The top 3 are sort of have a bit of a gap to 4th and below. There's a group between 4th and 8th, 9th, where it's actually quite tight. So these games are huge for us to win. Obviously, we want to win every game, and the games against the teams at the top, we want to win them. But these are the games that matter most. And Villarreal at home, We had to take the points from Unai Emery's men. And I'll be honest, this game was tight. Both teams had chances. Simon, this guy either has a worldie or a stinker. And today he was having a worldie, made numerous saves in the first half, kept the scores at 0-0. We didn't create too much. Melamed shooting wide. Again, going into the second half, Villarreal would continue to press and create chances. Simon making the save again. And then 53 minutes in, Inaki Williams goes through. Albiol, I thought, had it on control, but Williams dispossesses the vet, takes the ball off him, but it forces a good save. The first save, I think, from the Villarreal keeper. And then Gelson Martins crashes his shot off the post. Simon, for once, was beaten. Luckily, he had his post to thank. And this was almost feeling like, one goal could win this type of game. And 20 minutes to go. Well, what a time to get your first goal of the save of the season for your new team. Nico Melamed played through into the left, takes one touch, and then keeps his shot low. He probably came closest to scoring earlier in the game. He gives us the lead now, like I said, with his first goal for the team. He's been growing in confidence. First couple of games, I was a bit unsure on him, but he's definitely grown in confidence. Very happy with him. And I think he's developing very well. And so we took the lead 1-0, a very important goal, and then we would double our lead. El Capitan, Ikel Munayin, this guy, honestly, I love him. He's an absolute baller. I don't really know how this went in, I'll be honest. It's almost like a weird chopped back heel, but he got enough power on it that it was a full-on shot. Maybe the keeper should have saved it. It was weird, but I'll take it. 2-0, but there would be one downfall of the game. Berenguer goes up for a header, goes down, doesn't get back up. Villarreal actually play on, and they should have scored through their striker. They should have halved the deficit. That would have made the game tasty with 5 minutes to go, but they didn't score. Berenguer had to be taken off, and I was worried, guys, I'll be honest. When they stay down like that, it's not going to be a light five-day bruise or anything like that. It's probably going to be a few months, unfortunately. And this is the realism of it. We put injuries up so we would get realistic, a realistic amount of injuries throughout a season, which does normally happen. And we're feeling the effects now. As Simon pulls out another couple of saves towards the end of the game to keep his clean sheet. I think only his third or fourth of the season. But a great performance from our goalie. And we would take the victory. 5 wins in a row. We're flying. We're in the top 4 now. Now what was needs to be seen was how bad that Berenguer injury was. We don't have the best squad depth, so any sort of injury would be bad, and he has dislocated his shoulder. He's out for 2 months. And we were just singing his praises in the last game in the Bernabeu about how he's probably been one of our best players, an unsung hero, and now we're going to have to go 2 months without him. As we're sitting in 4th, 4 wins on the bounce. Look, sorry, 5 wins on the bounce. Let's just try and see what we can do without Berenguer. A couple of injuries already this season. We can do it. We can deal without them as we take on the surprise package of the season, Espanyol. As you see, we go through the lineups. Nico Williams has been brought in for Berenguer, and Nico Melamed, the other winger. This is a former team, obviously. So not only is this a top 4 clash, but also a personal battle for Melamed. But Espanyol, unreal from them, to be honest. Like, they've won, I think, 8 of 9. They beat Real Madrid. They stopped their winning run, and they would take an early lead here. We had a great chance, an unreal ball from Williams, Inaki Williams to Munayin, but the shot was saved. Espanyol would go down the other end, and De Thomas would go around the keeper and make it 1-0. I love that camera angle, by the way, where he went up to the camera and then he turned it around and he faced the crowd, celebrated with the crowd. But it was tough. It was tough to accept that. We were 1-0 down, and then 16 minutes in, Martinez, our centre-back, our rock, makes an unlikely error, and he makes a foul, and Espanyol have the chance to make it 2-0, but Simon, he's on fire this episode, makes the save from the spot, and it's still 1-0. But Espanyol would get their second goal. They were battering me, I'll be honest. I couldn't really get anything going. I tried. Nico Melamed trying to score against his former team there. Was probably one of the better chances we had, but Espanyol were just, I can see why they're up there in the top of the league now. Like, even though they don't have the star names, it's just that belief, that squad togetherness that is so, that you see it works for teams from time to time in history. Like Leicester's probably the biggest example of that in the Premier League back in 2016. They didn't have big stars then. Like Vardy and Mahrez were big-ish names, but they weren't huge at the time. Same with Kante, but they showed what togetherness and belief could do for a team. And they went against the odds 1,000 to 1 and won the league. And maybe Espanyol will recreate that. They'll channel their inner Leicester. And well, it was looking like we weren't going to get anything from this game. As it stood, Espanyol would go 3-0 up. A weird dive from Simon, basically just dove the wrong way, and Espanyol went near post and made it 3-0. Wasn't really happy with that, but he did save a penalty, so I guess we could let him off. So we were 3-0 down, and it was looking bleak, I'll be honest. We weren't creating much. I don't really see how we were going to get anything out of this game. Inaki Williams would make it 3-1 with a bullet header. I love the camera angle from the top bins as well, slow-mo replay. We'd make it 3-1. Simon makes a late save to keep the scores at 3-1 as we enter injury time. A nice ball over the top to Santimina, who we brought on at half-time. Didn't really create much. Santimina, I haven't really been impressed with him. Inaki Williams makes it 3-2 in injury time with a minute to go, but with Espanyol having kick-off and there's only a minute to go, you can't really see anything happening. But Inaki Williams intercepts, plays it to Mina, back to Inaki Williams, back to Mina, he's through. Can this is a chance to be a hero? No, it's safe, but who's there? Inaki Williams! Hat-trick! Comeback! 2 goals in injury time for the top scorer of the league. My God. Honestly, I was going mad when this happened. When we made it 3-2, I thought there's a minute left. Like, they've got kick-off. I won't even be able to get the ball, let alone have a shot or have a chance. We managed to get the ball. I played through Santimina. His shot was saved, and as it was saved, I thought, oh, that was his chance to be the hero. But who was following in? Inaki Williams. What a man this guy is. 2 goals in injury time. 3-0 down against one of the league's best teams this season. We draw 3-3. An incredible, incredible comeback. Great spirit. We lose our winning streak. It ends at 5, but I think our undefeated run stretches to 7 now. So we're still in good form. But honestly, I like that sort of comeback, and that's when I miss not having next gen, because you see on next gen when like these late goals are scored on FIFA and stuff, the manager and the team all crowd together, and you see these absolute limbs at full time. I wish I could have that on older gen, but I guess I just have to imagine the images in my head for now. But yeah, what a comeback. 3-3, honestly incredible. And Inaki Williams is an absolute baller, and I love him. I'll give him whatever contract he wants. I'll give him whatever money he wants. Just stay at the club, Inaki. You are my guy. And actually, speaking of Inaki Williams, I don't know if you guys have seen recently, but him and Tariq Lamptey, the Brighton right back, have basically come out and changed their nationalities. So they're both going to be representing Ghana, who are playing in this year's World Cup, the Qatar World Cup. So I guess both of them thought they weren't going to get maybe international football. Williams for Spain, Tariq for England. So they both have changed their nationalities. They've gone to play for Ghana, and now they will represent Ghana, which is an interesting twist because obviously, Atletico Bilbao usually only have Spanish players or Basque players. So obviously Williams still does classify in that bracket, but he will now be representing Ghana. So fair play to them. I look forward to see how they do and how the Ghanaian boys do in Qatar in December. But it's the 4th and final game of the episode, and well, I mean, as if this wasn't a bumper episode enough, we've got not only the league leaders, but our rivals, Real Sociedad, the early pace setters in La Liga. They've been incredible, led by David Silva in that team. They take an early lead as well. Not ideal. A great finish near post. Again, Simon a bit questionable, but this was a big game for us. I wanted to keep the undefeated run going. I wanted to take points off our rival away from home, but I also wanted to send a message that we are here to be involved. Well, half-time we were 3-0 down. Included this goal. I had to go on the replay and go into detective mode because I didn't really see why that looped over Simon and why he made the save he did. Turns out the striker was put off balance as he shot, and it made him hit the ball weird. I don't know. It basically looped over the keeper, and we were 3-0 down at half-time. And for the second game in a row, we were looking at trying to bring it back from 3-0 down. Well, 10 minutes to go, Santimina would get his first goal of the season and injury time. Inaki Williams, 3-2. Surely not again. Are we going to do this again? 2 games in a row, 3-0 down, 3-all draws. Surely we can't. It's Inaki Williams. It's his 13th goal in 12 games all the way. League top scorer. Are we going to do this? Are we going to bring this back? 2 games in a row? Surely not. Surely not against the odds. Well, no, not this time. There was not enough time to have a crack, to have one more go to equalise the game. And to be honest, it was nothing more than we deserved. We were poor in that game. Sociedad dominated us. Carlos Fernandez, I think they were his first goals of the season. Obviously typical. They were against us, but a very even game in terms of the stats. Sociedad increased their lead at the top whilst also beating their rivals. That's a tough one to take, I'll be honest. But overall, 2 wins, a draw and a defeat in the episode. 7 points from a possible 12. We're looking okay in the league. We just, that was a good run of form. We need to find another streak. As we look at the table here, we started the episode 6th, we end at 6th. Sociedad have a 3-point lead over Madrid, who have a 2-point lead over Espanyol, and then come Betis, Seville, and then us. So there's that group that we're sort of in and amongst at the moment, between like 4th and 7th or 8th. You see Barcelona and Atletico Madrid lower than they should be, but they're both coming back, and they're going to be tough ones to catch up. But that will be the end of today's episode, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. My word, that was a dramatic episode. An injury to one of our key players, an unbelievable comeback, a hat-trick. We have the league top scorer, but we're still only 6th in the league. Until we see you on the next episode, I hope you all have wonderful days. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you are enjoying the content, and I'll catch you later. Peace.